Nina.
And Ashley back with the bullshit.
And this is the Young and Gettin It Podcast. Just so you know, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. Just search Young and Gettin It Podcast. There's no G at the end of Gettin. Please subscribe, rate, and review. We're also on SoundCloud.com/YAGIP. Please follow us on there and comment on there. And then finally, YouTube. Search for Young and Gettin It Podcast. And we need you to subscribe on there and comment, and thank you for all the views and the subscriptions and the follows and the comments so far.
You can also find us on Instagram at YAGI_podcast, or you could go to our website, which is www.weareyagip.com. And then to join the conversation, hit us up in our email, which is Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com, or text us on our Google Voice number, which is 323-486-3811. And remember, you could do both of those things from our Instagram page. So if you go to our Instagram page, you could do it from there. If you go to our website, you can do it from there as well. So yeah, do it.
Fucking tastic. Back to the bullshit. So, I saw just a couple pop culture things. One was like from a week ago.
I saw some stuff we forgot to mention too, like after the fact.
So 2 countries have issued travel warnings about the United States of our recent mass shootings, which I'm like, I saw that and I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
Because
make us the bad guy.
And please don't bomb us, but hold us accountable, and not us, because we aren't part of none of that shit. But we can't, I don't like how we sit here and pretend that the United States is like, oh my God, best country in the world. We do nothing. No, there are other countries that are like, damn, y'all shoot a lot of people.
We have a concentration camp going on right now, and we have mass shootings like every other fucking week.
Man,
so
concentration camp, nigga. And mass shootings. And I was watching an episode of Adam Ruins Everything, Adam Ruins Guns. And I liked how, like, he actually broke down the statistics, and more killings happen with pistols and not with automatic guns. And I'm like, I get that. And the right to bear arms was written so long ago. It was when every state had a militia. And they said every document that they found from all the founding fathers only mentioned militia for like states or regions or something,
and not like normal people.
They never mentioned individuals. They only were talking about having your state should be allowed to have its own protection.
Basically, like people took the law and made it suit their needs. Like they do a lot of things.
America.
Okay.
You know, so
sounds traditional.
Yeah, and the 2 countries, Venezuela and Uruguay. Now it makes me want to visit them. Let's see on the map.
What is that?
I think it's
Gary?
No, Uruguay. I think Uruguay is close to Venezuela.
Really a place? That's interesting.
Oh, it's at the bottom of South America.
Wow.
Venezuela is the top, and Uruguay is the bottom, right on the right side of Argentina.
Where are all these places I've never heard of? That's why I'm like, I need to travel more, because there's so many places where I'm like, what? Like, where is that?
I just open maps all the time because I don't know where anything is either. And that's how I figured out I was like, I want to go to Spain and all that shit, because I just opened the map and
you
was
looked
like,
to see where, like, how
Spain,
close they
France,
were.
Italy, Germany, Netherlands. I was like, okay, cool. That's what I want to do. Boop. But yeah.
Did you, like, you know how you brought up, like, back in the day about, like, the Constitution and, like, how it was suited back in the day? You reminded me of that article about that police officer. You heard about that?
What did he do?
The guy was going through a house that he intended to purchase, and it was owned by a police officer. And while going through the house, like just checking things out, he found an application for the KKK.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
And so it says alleged KKK, the article on CBS News says, alleged KKK application seen at officer's house may spark review of fatal shooting of a black man. So this officer was responsible for the fatal shooting of an African-American male. And I'm pretty sure, let me look in the article to see if the officer shot an unarmed African-American male. Okay, so Muskegon, that's in Michigan, you guys. Michigan's a weird place. Police officer Charles Anderson was placed on paid administrative leave.
Come on.
After a house hunter who was viewing the officer's home said he saw a framed Ku Klux Klan application and multiple Confederate flags.
Nigga, what? Damn, you framed it.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was there with his son. That sucks.
Oh, wow. So the guy shot him while he was with his son?
No. That guy didn't get shot.
Okay,
I'm trying to find.
He shot a black man.
Yeah.
Before.
Okay. So the paper reported that Anderson was cleared of fatally shooting a black man, Julius Johnson, 23, following a traffic stop in 2009. Johnson had scuffled with Anderson, who was beaten in the head. Anderson said he feared for his life, according to the findings of an investigation report created by the Muskegon County prosecutor Tony Tague. Following Mathis's allegations, Anderson, who has been on the force more than 20 years, was put on leave indefinitely. City manager Frank Peterson said Thursday. So,
wow.
It just sounds like he has, like, you know, a troubled past, like they like to say. He has a troubled past.
He has mental health issues.
Yeah, he's a little confused, but
no, and it's funny because it's just like we haven't been able to really hold a ton of people accountable, and so I'm like, yes,
yeah.
So now we know you're in the KKK, and we know you killed a black guy,
and you are racist. Like, if you believe in the KKK, you are racist.
And you know that sick bastard probably went back to his friends like, yeah, I mean, I was working, but I killed a black guy.
Yep. And so I got curious, and so I started looking up like the relationship of like law enforcement and the KKK.
Oh man!
And apparently in 2006, the FBI, the FB fucking eye that knows fucking everything, warned the judicial department that the Justice Department was being infiltrated by KKK members and
the government.
Yeah,
great.
And so they basically did nothing of that, but like there has been warnings that like they're getting into these positions on purpose.
Yeah. Yes.
And then they're trying to, the article also said, it was actually like a paper, like somebody wrote this for school. The paper said that the officers that were racist and supporting of the KKK would go and like try and get other people to feel the same way. Wow. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I already knew the KKK was in the government because how? You know, like how could they not? And it's even Pence, which is the vice president, right? He looks.
I believe so.
I remember it was Mike Pence.
Like a lizard man.
Mike Pence and the other dude. There was another white guy who was on the other side of Trump. No,
Oh.
He was like at some congressional. You know how Trump goes and speaks everywhere. It was a video and like Pence was on one side and there was another white guy on the other side. And I remember looking.
I remember.
Oh yeah, you were there. Yeah, and I was like, they look like they are KKK.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I always was like, these two here. There's something here. And Trump is like probably, you know. He just has charisma.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a charismatic racist. You know, like that's basically it. But I was like, the people around him look like they would be in the KKK.
Yes.
It's sad because I hear white devil and I'm like, but y'all, white people low-key be evil sometimes. There's a ton of white people who are really great. Mm-hmm. Just like there's black evil people, Mexican evil people, everyone evil.
Anybody can be evil.
But I'm like, white people, y'all are fucking evil.
Y'all got the track record. Like,
the history books, because they'd be like, oh, the Spaniards. Spanish people were white. You know, so it's like they be talking about, oh, the this and that. A lot of these countries that y'all be naming, I'm like, these were fucking white people. There's no way you're next door to a country. Not saying Spain is right next to like a white ass country, but it's in Europe. And I'm like, you're so close. You're from like California to Texas distance to a white ass country.
I feel like they're even closer. Though,
yeah,
because you know how shit's small.
Right, it's all tight there. You know, that's why when I was looking up, I was like, to fly from Spain to Italy is $100. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's how close they are. Just for us to fly from California to Vegas is $100.
Yeah,
and so it's like that shit. I'm like, all y'all are white and y'all are evil, and you guys need to really figure it out. And when you guys go to I'm not gonna say go to hell, but when you go to God and figure shit out, a lot of y'all are going to hell.
What is that day called?
The day of
reckoning.
that is the day of reckoning. Yeah.
When y'all experience that day,
I'm like,
you might want to start praying to our black Jesus.
Like, I know I'm gonna have to apologize for some stuff, but I ain't out here.
I ain't never been evil.
Right. I ain't out here being evil, killing, doing genocides and shit like that. Fucking psychos.
No. And then did you see how Centonia Brown got released?
Yes.
That was literally the day we recorded.
Right,
and,
right.
We forgot to say it. You saw how she has a husband, right? She has a husband.
Oh, when? Where?
Bitch, you're gonna die because this nigga said
they been together?
Yeah, they're like married.
Okay, but they've been as long as she.
I don't know if like they been together, but he trying to say that he was a member of Pretty Ricky. I'm like, my nigga, when was you part of Pretty fucking Ricky? I ain't never seen your ass. I ain't never heard a bar from you.
This makes me want to watch. What's the one where the people marry people from jail? What's that show called?
Love Behind.
Love After Lockup.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say Love Behind Bars.
I'm gonna have to start watching that show because man, they be frauding. I seen a Nigerian nigga, sadly.
Oh, just kidding. No, it says newlyweds. They got married like recently before she got out. Yeah, before she was released from prison last week. His name is Jay Long. What's his real name? Jamie Long. This is the guy who says he is like, I can't see like his face.
Aww.
But I'm like, you ain't never been in Pretty Ricky.
There's, first of all, no. Second of all, they're so cute.
Yeah.
That must be her right out of prison. She's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Yeah. He's cute. He looks like less like a fucking dickhead.
He's a Christian artist.
Okay,
now.
good.
So
good,
I'm
good,
like,
good,
maybe
good.
he's a Christian hip hop artist.
Great.
So maybe good things will come from
like
it.
that.
But like, yes, that she's finally released, and she has a book coming out, and it's a
Good for
memoir.
her.
It's called Free Centonia: My Search for Redemption in the American Prison System. We need to hear this.
Good for her.
And it's
Good,
set
good,
to be
good.
published on October 15th.
Ooh,
and it's
this year?
Yep, it's based on her writings from her 15 years of incarceration.
Y'all, that's this Thursday.
15
Shit.
years. October. No, it's not.
Oh, I think so. I heard August.
Like, what?
2 months from now. September, October. Okay, yeah, 2 months from now. I'm like, it's Thursday, nigga. I'm finna get it. No. Oh my God.
Yeah, and
that's
they're gonna
good.
talk about their romance and all that other stuff. But like, these are her like.
Damn, she hella pretty.
pictures, right?
The fuck?
She
You
was
could tell she was fucking bitches in there.
popping.
No, I'm just kidding. That's so
And it sucks
because
because she went to jail for sex, like basically for selling.
Oh,
sex.
right.
Like she killed her trick.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was making her feel intimidated, and then he looked like he was about to pull out a gun, so she pulled out her gun and shot him.
I feel that.
She was
shit.
fucking a child
she
in
was
prostitution.
15.
Yeah.
And she was sentenced when she was 16.
It's like, girl, you were a child in prostitution. I don't know,
Yeah.
shit sucks.
And that sucks how she doesn't get to be treated as a child, where all these other white boys, they be raping bitches and then get off with probation because they don't want to ruin their good reputation or ruin their life.
And then I'm watching an episode where a black guy raped a girl when he was 15, and he will get out when he's 65. Yeah.
And he's like used all his appeals and shit.
Yep.
Per usual.
He used all his appeals. He had his last appeal at 32 or something like that.
You know, the only reason she got out is because like one of the governors like was like, no, like this is dumb. Like release her.
Centoya, right?
Yeah.
But Centoya also had like Kardashians and shit.
Her name, Governor Bill Hassan.
Yeah. There was celebrities and shit behind her. Shit was the biggest movement I've actually seen.
Did Kim K do that one?
I don't know if it. No, Kim K did mention her because I remember Kim K mentioned her, but I don't think Kim K did like the Trump, the blah blah blah. But I know Kim K, and I saw a couple others like celebrities were posting about her. Like, damn, this story's fucked up. Save our black girls. Black girls really go through the worst. They really do go through the most. We're like at the bottom of the barrel. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, there was like a news story of a 10-year-old boy who was charged for throwing a dodgeball at another boy's head.
I heard that.
Yeah, thank God.
They dropped
the charges. And then I was just reading the article. And first of all, like, why would you scare a little he's black. Why would you scare a little black boy like that? When a little black boy throws a ball at someone, because in the report it was like, okay, he was being stupid and being a little boy.
Yeah.
He threw the ball at the boy's head. Shouldn't have did it. You don't press charges. You call the office. You tell them what happened.
His fucking mom.
You make us. Well, no, that's the thing is, I think the mom is the one who like made the statement when the son came home. So as the sick son, because the son is sick in some sort of way, so it's like he can't get hit in the head. I get it, but it's
why
like
the fuck he playing
dodgeball? Why the fuck isn't the school?
Why the fuck he playing?
Why the fuck isn't the school notified that this boy can't be around shit?
This is why schools annoy me now. Like my friend,
God.
she's a teacher, and like since one kid has severe allergies, they can't have birthday parties with food anymore.
No, nigga, we can't give kids hand sanitizer anymore. They can't Clorox wipe we can't give them Clorox wipe to wipe their desks. We can't, if they come and eat lunch in our room, the door needs to be wide open and the kid and the teacher needs to be in the view of the door no matter where they're standing.
I did that regardless before that was a rule because I was like, I don't want anybody saying I did anything to no fucking kid.
No. Yeah. And then it's like, what was it? It was like, I mean, there's different, like you can only like pound and high five. Don't touch them at all. You can't teach them anything outside of the curriculum because a parent can complain like, that's not what we believe. Like, I'm like, evolution, we should have been calling y'all hoes. Like, nigga, I'm a Christian. That shit is bullshit. Like, something. I know, right? It's like, something happened.
It's like shaky.
Something
like, not all that shit fake.
But nigga, talk about Jesus. I didn't learn about Jesus. I mean, my whole life. But I didn't learn in school about Jesus until it was sophomore or third year of college.
I don't think I learned about it at all because I didn't take any classes that would have like encompassed that. Like I took anthropology, and I know they had a class of anthropology. They had a philosophy class on like good and evil in the Bible. I think Rashad took that, and then Vernon took that.
Yeah, ours was world history. Before the 1600s, and it was like an elective that I just had to take because they didn't have options. It was fucking stupid trash.
That's why I took anthro.
That's why I get B's in classes like that because I don't give a fuck. Why am I here?
I was in the back on my laptop.
Man, my last semester of my master's program, bitch, I didn't learn shit in class. I learned everything at home. Like, I was really on my laptop just working on other shit.
Googling.
Applying to new jobs. Like, I fucking hate my situation. God save me. Like, yeah, no, but, this 10-year-old boy, they basically said he threw it. But it's like, if you're the sick kid's parent, you should call the school, have a report, get the boy in trouble, maybe suspended,
or
not expelled.
To the motherfucking teacher that knows that he's fucking sick and shouldn't be getting hit in the head.
Yeah, like, where's the gap where my son was out around balls being thrown? Like, why are you blaming a 10-year-old boy? There's a hole here.
Yeah.
And you
like
see
somebody wasn't doing their job.
And it's like, you're the sensitive person who's like, my son is being bullied.
I'm the type, if I was a parent, I'd be like, did he die?
I'm going to just be like, nigga, why'd you call the police?
Why the fuck else? No, like, if he's that sensitive where he can't be hit in the head, you have to think about all the instances where that can happen at school as a child in elementary school. He could be on the playground and a stray ball could hit him in the fucking head.
And he could just fall.
Exactly. Homeschool that motherfucker then.
Right.
If you want to be that fucking babyish, homeschool that.
Yeah.
nigga.
If he's that sick, don't send him to school. Or when the shit happened, there's a lot of other people you should have been blaming before the little boy. That boy was out there around flying balls.
Like,
the fuck?
That's his bad. He know he's sick too.
I know, but you know kids don't be listening.
Yeah, they don't.
They be allergic to outside, and then they step out. Like, I had this shitty ass ex-boyfriend who I hate. Okay, I've had 2 ex-boyfriends tell me stories about their friends dying and like feel nothing and smile like while they're telling me the story. One told me that they were drunk driving home and the guy got in a car accident and died right behind him, and he was smiling telling me the story, and I was like, you got what the fuck?
I would have been like traumatized.
But niggas are dumb. Like, not to be rude, but a lot of men are stupid as shit. Like, women are doing great. Like I said, when I was teaching those troubled kids, 90% of the women were like, "Oh, I'm finna be a nurse. I'm about to apply to school. We're about to do film." Like, you know, half of the niggas were like, "I don't know. I don't like." Like, they're just so stupid, you know. And like, no offense, but they were dumb. And that's the same thing. Like, niggas say dumb stories and dumb shit. The other dude, he said he had a friend who was sick. And so whenever he would come over, like, the mom would be like, "Oh, just wash your hands." Yeah. And then like, one time the mom was like, "Oh, did you wash up before you came?" And he lied and said, "Yeah." And then hung out with the boy. And like the next day or 2 days later, that boy died. And he was like smiling, telling me that story.
Like, you're responsible.
Like, and his pretense was, "I've killed someone before." And I was like, that's not how you preface it, first of all. You say, I think I might have accidentally caused my friend's death, not I've killed someone before.
And that's where it's like, you're being disrespectful because you didn't take his needs seriously.
I mean, but
now this nigga did.
These dumbass niggas who are dumb never have respect for themselves. So how could they respect others? True. But that's the end of our pop culture. Ready for the commercial break?
Yeah.
Ow. Hey guys, interrupting the conversation really quick to talk about our Black business of the week. This week we have Puzzle Huddle. Puzzle Huddle was created by Matthew and Marnell, a young couple with 3 young children. The family believes that all children should be reflected in a variety of products, which is very true. As a result, they decided to create puzzles that affirm and inspire diverse children. So you can contact them at contact@puzzlehuddle.com. Contact@puzzlehuddle.com.
Tongue twister.
Right? P.O. Box 255-412, Sacramento, California, 95865. I know, right? And their Instagram is also Puzzle Huddle. Nice and simple. For puzzles for children from diverse backgrounds. And it's really cute on here. I saw the puzzles. They're all like Black depictions, Black family, Black doctor, Black boy.
Scientist.
Yeah, right? Black boy riding a horse, you know, things that represent them. Plus, I remember being a kid and like loving puzzles. And you can choose like what type of puzzle. So if you have a little kid who's like, you know, younger, you can get the bigger pieces. Or if they're older, you can get them tinier pieces. A lot of these are more inspired by like younger children. So this is really if you're getting those developing brains, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know?
Opening them up.
Right. And so they also have a back to school sale, 20% off all orders, no promo code needed. So you want to get them as soon as possible. Make sure you find them. I'll say it one more time. Puzzle Huddle. It's contact@puzzlehuddle.com as their email. P.O. Box 255-412, Sacramento, California, 95865. And their Instagram is also Puzzle Huddle. So shout them out. Tell them, not tell me.
That we sent you.
Tell them that we sent you. And back to the conversation. Okay, so a really cool fact, when I was teaching at the school, this one girl was taking like a health class, and like one of her questions about just drugs. So it was like opium, heroin, something. So I like, she was like, oh, what's opium? So I like Googled it for her. And then like the next day I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about how like the Pearl Harbor people who crashed, the Japanese who crashed into Pearl Harbor, were on meth. They were on meth, and I was like, oh shit. Like I never would have thought of stuff like that, but I'm like, duh. People would be like, yeah, fuck, yeah, you know, I'm gonna kill myself for Japan, yeah, fuck America, yeah. And then finding out that Hitler was on like speed and a whole bunch of other shit, and there was a video of him, I haven't found it, but I'm sure I can find it because they pulled it up really fast on his podcast, of him like watching like a sports thing, and you know, he's in the audience with his wife or whoever, and he's like twitching, like, and it was like, and Joe Rogan knows people who does drugs and has done drugs, so he's like, oh, he's fully tweaking right now, like he was tweaking. And I was like, oh. Then it made me be like, so all these historical figures, how many of them were like really on drugs?
I wonder if was Gandhi.
I wonder. I don't know. This article, I think this one only has 20 genius minds and the drugs they were addicted to.
Oh, God.
So like Charles Dickens is in part responsible for the idea of White Christmas, of all things, but his main vice lay in a much darker substance, opium. The man who brought us A Christmas Carol, A Tale of Two Cities, and David Copperfield would retire at the end of a long day writing to puff on a hookah filled with poppy latex.
When you smoke weed,
Isn't that crazy?
You know the little caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland was smoking opium?
Yeah, I remember them having the whole thing. It was like the whole Alice in Wonderland was like a trip. I'm like, wow, we were, and it's funny because it's like, I'm sure
kids
all the people
like that shit though.
We love the way it looks, and that's why they make fucking Swisher Sweets all colorful and shit
and flavor.
Yeah,
same with like the nicotine.
Yeah, and now like, oh, two things. Now, first of all, kids are like rolling blunts in middle school, like it's a thing now. And then watching Euphoria, once you watch it, like you're like, wow, there's a lot of drugs being done here. I'm uncomfortable. And
just
like,
makes me wonder, like, how do they get them?
I think it's easy. I don't think it's that
opium,
hard.
or like
I mean,
heroin.
Heroin,
like,
I think is easy to come across.
Really?
Like, it's just that we ain't never looking for this shit. Yeah. So if you're looking for it, you can hunt it. But if you think about like intervention shows, they do take a while to get to. So it's not like as often as like weed. We can literally call and be like, come to my front door. Like heroin, you have to drive probably like 15 minutes to find a guy who sells it. And what was the thing I just said? Oh, kids are rolling blood. And then when you watch Euphoria, you'll see all the drugs being used. And I asked my friend who used to like experiment with drugs, like, you know, as a youth or whatever. She doesn't even smoke weed anymore. But
shout out to her.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, how? I'm like, all you drink is alcohol?
Oh,
shit.
I can't do it.
Shit. Damn. Okay. Props to you. And I was like, and she saw Euphoria, and I was like, did people really do drugs like that in high school? And she was like, yeah. And she said it with such a like, duh. But like, you know, but I was like, when you will see Euphoria, you're gonna be like, fuck people. Because I remember when we were in high school, we went to a house party, and remember those dudes were doing lines of coke on their truck. I could have sworn you were with me.
I was there.
I mean, it might be when I was hanging out with the Mexicans.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this one dude walking up to a normal house party. Dudes were outside, and I was like, we were in high school, and I'm like, oh my! I remember being like, oh my god, someone's doing cocaine.
Now we see people doing coke. You're like,
we're like, oh yeah, people do coke.
Yep,
everyone does coke.
Your teacher might.
And your teacher really might do coke.
Really
That's actually
coke,
like
guys.
not even a joke.
Your teacher really might smoke weed, do coke, pop pills, all that shit.
The teacher at the other school district, I'm not gonna say the name, that was caught doing crack in his car. You know, they just moved him to a middle school. They did not fire this whole ass nigga.
So they're really in that much need of teachers that they just gonna be like, well, you know.
That's the school that calls me every day. Like, hey, I'm like, no, I'm not finna work no special ed, no dis. Like, I'm just not a special ed person.
No, because honestly, it's high school. High school special ed is a different level because you be changing grown men diapers, and when their penis gets hard, it's disgusting.
Oh my god, no.
Yes.
Hell fucking no.
I don't ever want to experience that again.
Not doing it. And then I'm not about to do like this thing called a roving sub where they just put you where they put you, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna choose.
I like to pick.
I like to choose where I'm going. So I'm waiting for the other school to start tomorrow so that I can start working there probably next week, because I'm like, I'm not about to go back to that school district. I've only heard terrible things. I have coworkers who work there that were like, they hate black people, so don't work there. But yeah, kids really do drugs, and they do all the shits. They do all the drugs. They do acid, they do mushrooms, they do all of it. It's scary.
I just can't imagine like being 15 doing anything more than weed.
Right, man. But even
because like think the most I did in high school was like one time. Didn't like it.
Try it.
didn't like it. It was when I had that party at my house when my parents are gone.
Oh, yeah, and I went home that night. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I lived across the street. I didn't sleep over.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember. Yeah, I think that, I did that. THC drops and then weed, like, and alcohol. Like,
yeah, I tried E once in Vegas, and they told me it wasn't even a good pill, so I didn't even get faded. I just remember, like, I was doing my hair when it, like, the tiny amount of it kicked in, and I was just, like, really focused on doing my hair. And then I tried, like, a tiny little, like, not even, like, a microdose of MDMA before, and it didn't do anything. I just stayed up till 9 a.m. You know, that was about it. But other than that, I'm like, we're all talking about the drugs we've tried. We only approve marijuana.
Yes.
But we have sampled.
We just tried it. Like, you know how they're like, weed's a gateway drug. Yeah, it could be a great gateway drug to addiction for some people, and it could be a gateway to be like, oh, I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
I'ma just stick with this.
Yeah. Even weed sometimes. I'm like, why am I smoking this shit?
Exactly. I'm like, you know what? I don't even like this.
Right. You get in your car and you start tripping, and you're like, man, I don't even need this.
Like, man, I thought I was gonna be cool, and then you get in the car and it's like a whole different fucking story. That's why you ain't supposed to smoke and drive.
DWI. I'd be like, God damn, I'm tripping. I'm all panicking, having a heart attack.
Let me have some water.
Let me pull over.
Keep water in my car. Like, man, you know what? We're almost there.
I always keep water in my trunk. Like, I'm like, I got water bottles. Please help me. Or if someone's around me needs water, I can just run to my trunk and give it to them, because I've had to do that once before. But yeah, it's like, we don't know. No. We're just not. We don't have addictive personalities.
It's not worth it.
It's not it. Okay. A couple other people, because they have everyone, like Marilyn Monroe.
We knew she was a drug
right? She's legendary for her stage performances, and she's often cast as a blonde bimbo. I need to go back and watch her shit. I never watched any of her shit. I just thought she was pretty. The bimbo had a brain, and she knew how to use it. Unfortunately, barbiturates were her undoing, and they may have contributed to her overdose. She was also known for doctor shopping, which means a patient goes to multiple doctors to get the same prescription drugs. Wow. And on top of her alcohol consumption. So I don't know what barbiturates is.
I forget, but it's like to put you to sleep, I think.
What are barbiturates? They are opioid. Wait, no.
No, I think they are.
They depress the central nervous system. They might be their own category. They depress the central nervous system and may be prescribed for the management of anxiety, muscle spasms, and seizures.
That's it, because they give that to, sometimes they give those to patients like before they come back to the operating room.
Oh shit!
That's why I'm like, I know what they are, but I forget.
So she was important. She was doing it. Robert Downey Jr., which is Jr.
Oh, he used to be a cokehead.
Yeah, we used to hear about him. He tried crack, heroin, and pretty much every single drug under the sun.
He was in jail too.
Yeah,
like he went to prison for like
multiple times. Yeah, multiple times between 1996 and 2001.
And look at him now.
I know, and he's cute. Still, it says still he eventually managed to clean up his act. Yes, and we look forward to him reprising the role of Iron Man. Or something equally amazing. And I'm like, hopefully he doesn't ever.
Iron Man, he better not really die. They better get them Infinity Stones back and bring his ass back. Because that ruined my whole motherfucking week.
Oh, shit.
Dr. Gregory House, that's not real.
Wait. Okay, they're saying, because I was about to say, what the fuck?
Oh, the real doctor.
No, I think they're talking about.
I think the real doctor in real life.
Oh, because this show's about somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, his use of hydrocodone. Which is hydrocodone? What is that?
It's like what's that shit?
Codeine?
No. Percocets.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. And Vicodin too.
Relax.
My dog is disrespectful. That's crazy. And then a couple other, they have like old people like Winston Churchill. He was notorious for drinking whiskey. Which is like, okay, they're just, they have like old ones are all alcoholism, like Vincent van Gogh.
So that's why that shit was illegal. It's because they saw the effect that it was having on people.
Yeah, and when cars were slower, people were still getting killed in car accidents. No, people were getting killed in car accidents when cars were slow.
Oh wait, they didn't have DUIs then.
They didn't have them back then. It got made.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they said there was actually a lot of car deaths, and that's why that was a part of it.
Didn't they like not have seatbelts?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they didn't have seatbelts.
They might have like a rope.
Them niggas.
Ulysses Ford did not have a rope. That shit had something or nothing. What? Ulysses S. Grant, alcohol. Stephen King, he used.
His stories were always fucked up.
Right. Cocaine, Xanax, Valium, NyQuil, beer, tobacco, and marijuana to get him through the day.
My nigga.
His family eventually staged an intervention, dumping all the evidence of his addiction in front of him. He would later say that he doesn't even remember writing some of his books. He was that much off of his face.
Wow.
Nigga, damn, you're a great writer, fucked up. No wonder you were doing all them drugs.
You thought that's what you needed.
Damn. But yeah, it's like there's a whole bunch of people. It's crazy to think that there's geniuses or successful people who are just like, I mean, we know the ones who have died, like fucking Amy Winehouse. Like, she was a musical, like, gold,
literally,
you know?
like, a lot of the stars that died, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince.
Those are literally the top 3.
Yeah. And they all use drugs.
Yeah, Whitney Houston is like, she was a crackhead and she tried to not be, but
Michael
she was.
Jackson was just tripping.
That
like,
nigga was taking sleeping medication. Right. And his doctor, who should have been like, sorry,
his
that's
doctor
illegal.
wasn't an anesthesiologist.
See.
Like, he was like a general practitioner giving him anesthesia.
And he just did it for the money. Yes. Because he could have been like, no, that's a, what's it called? A poisonous or whatever amount. Like, it's
that's malpractice.
Right.
How about that?
That's why he got that whole lawsuit.
Yes. He went
to jail.
Didn't he lose his, like,
yeah,
he should have lost his license.
I think he went to jail too.
He definitely went to jail.
Yeah.
I just don't know how long he went.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still in. Yeah, but see.
You killed a man.
Nigga. All of them.
Giving him medication they give you to have surgery.
Yeah, and then Prince, his was...
It was opioids. He just had some type of pills.
That's sad.
I don't remember.
That was so random,
because like, apparently he had like really bad hip pain. And so like he
got addicted to the opioids.
Yeah.
We tell these stories to not be like, you can be a genius and do drugs, but to be like, people have their vices, you know, and it's unfortunate. We don't want people to like do drugs. We want you to be a genius without drugs, but it's like all these historical figures struggled. So at least if you look at these people and be like, oh, they're a genius, you can at least be like, look, they're human.
Yes.
They're just brilliant in this field, you know, so.
And I feel like once you realize everybody is human, like, it really kind of off topic though, like social media and like life, like everything becomes easier because you realize like, oh, like they just like me with an Instagram. They just got a whole lot more people that pay attention to them.
Yeah. And it's like,
and that's not necessarily a good thing. Attention is what gets these people to the point sometimes of feeling that they need to do these drugs to be like able to handle it all. Right. Yeah, I'm surprised Kylie don't do drugs.
I mean,
that we know of.
Yeah, I'm like, I think she does
because
drugs.
she's always like, yeah, I don't like.
Oh, she smokes weed. She smokes weed because someone posted a picture smoking weed and she said something to the context of like, why didn't you invite me? You know, like she was in the comments and they were like, oh, everyone was like, oh, okay, Kylie, we see. But it's like, that's given. Like probably half the Kardashian family smokes weed, you know, like they just have to hide it because it'll be like,
yeah, like in that Drake song, like he's talking about how he'd be having to duck behind Chubbs to hit the blunt because like the sponsorships be like, my nigga.
Oh, wow.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. Even when Obama's daughter got caught at a concert and she was hitting the joint, it's like, Obama smoked weed. Like,
yes. And she's like in college. That's what college students do.
Right. Just be glad she's not, I mean, hope she's not rolling on pills and doing heroin and crack and shit like that.
Because like if my parents knew how much weed I smoked in college, they probably would have came and got me.
Oh, for sure.
They would have came and got my
yes.
ass. Because it was like looking back at it now, I'm like,
it was a lot. It was a lot.
I'm like, what was wrong with you?
I could have been doing homework.
Being depressed, like,
okay.
What was wrong with you?
But that's like the main reason we smoked that much. It wasn't shit else. I would give like 75% of the amount I smoked in high school.
Depression.
It's like depression because of my situation. So we were broke in college and we had a shit ton of homework.
Yes.
That's depressing.
And I was like almost failing classes. Like,
oh my God,
every quarter. And I was probably almost failing classes because I was fucking off. Like,
right.
I don't think I got serious until my junior year because I was like, oh, bitch, wait, you about to be a real adult. Like, you need to get your shit together.
I wish I knew finance and all that shit better at that time.
Oh, me too.
And I wish like I was, I don't know, I did work good jobs, but it took later until like I had my bartending license to become a waitress. But it's like, damn, I wish I was a waitress earlier, you know, like because it would have helped me a lot.
Yeah, and I wish I knew how to like edit shit earlier.
Oh my God.
Like, I
all
could
these
have been
freelance.
Baller.
And we would have been, we would have been excellent at it too. Yeah.
Now I gotta gain my experience. Like I was talking to Rashad about how like when you look back and think about the jobs that you applied to in the past and you didn't get it, and you're like, now you're like, oh, I definitely was not qualified. Like, I didn't need that job. Like they were correct. Like I definitely needed the experience that I have now. Yes. But even though I'm past it now, it's like I needed experience before that job. But I was really out here pressed, like, man, these niggas ain't hiring me. Like my resume lit. No, my resume was not lit.
I didn't get a job at Stater Brothers. And I always look back because that's so funny to me. But I also was so young. I think I was 16. And it was like, but I look back now and it's like I would get it easily. But why the fuck would I work there? But it was funny because I was so young. My stupid ass came because I had dance practice or something right after. And I came in my dance uniform. And it's like, bitch. In my mind thinking like, oh, they're going to like that you're on a dance team, that you're doing something. And it's like, no, bitch.
Like, we can't schedule your
I also
ass.
didn't have like slacks and shit. And it was like the basics, Nina, the basics. Let's start here.
Like, what are we really doing?
I just wanted money. I didn't give a fuck. That's another thing. When you work just for money, you still will hate your job. Yeah. You know, because I worked jobs.
Like, you're way less tolerant to like the bullshit your boss or manager will say to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, most of my jobs, I was doing it just for money. I don't like most of my jobs. I'm actually more happy where I am now because I get to choose, you know, like, fuck, because I hated almost every job I've had. They've been great experience, resume, money. Yeah.
Pay the bills. Yep.
But nigga, like, and I'm 27. So also understand it takes time. Mm-hmm. You will find it.
And that's the worst part.
You find it. You just have to calm yourself down and just enjoy the moment because time does fly. So you might as well enjoy what you're doing now and just like.
Because you're going to turn 27 and be like, what?
Yeah.
Almost 30?
When the good life comes, it's also going to come with working all them good life hours.
Right. So. And then you'd be like, damn, I ain't got no kids yet.
Right. And that's my thing.
If you think about all the people that have kids already and we're really 27, like we're going to be on the older end of the spectrum when it comes to having kids.
Yeah, and our kids are going to be babies when their kids are starting middle school.
Well, that's fine with me.
That's cool.
I don't want them to be friends with them. Completely fine.
I mean, also...
completely fine.
Also, we'll have money, and a lot of people started broke, and you'll find out how to make it work. No, I'm not about to find out.
Why I'm gonna make my life hard?
The fuck? I'm not about to find out.
Life already hard, and I'm gonna try and make it harder.
What the fuck? No,
off.
I'm gonna have cash money. Period. And then they need some shit. That's their account. I'm gonna have a debit card for my kids. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna be like, it's kid shit. Just swipe here. Hopefully they can do it where your husband and you can have the same debit card and swipe. Like,
I think they can.
Let's just have a kid account. But you ain't finna come out my bank because I'm not about to get irritated at your stupid ass, you know. So.
And that's all kids are, is getting irritated with their stupid shit.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that.
Okay.
Give me some time.
My dog gets me angry. So I know I'm not ready.
For a little bit.
Yeah. But just so you know, guys.
Nope.
It's time for a look at God.
You always be so excited to be done that you just skip over.
Yep. I mean, I don't even have a big look at God too. I mean, yeah, I don't have a huge look at God. Like, I'm just happy to be like happy. Shit, because
that's a big one. That shit's hard.
That shit sometimes ain't there, you know. So it's like I'm happy to be happy to be like I hit my savings goals. Now I just need to hit my fun money goals because bitch, I need money to have fun. But you know, shit is good. You know, sipping on my wine, finished it. You know, so I ain't got shit else to say. Life is fucking good. Finally went to the gym for the first time at my apartment complex. Beautiful gym. Went there twice last week. Injured myself so much that my arm won't bend this further than this.
What did you do? I
just went, you know how your muscles hurt after not going for like forever. I just did like that machine where it's like the back workout where you pull like down to your hip. Down? Well, yeah, but the one where you're kind of bent forward and it's more like okay. I just went heavy. Before, the same thing happened to my legs. I worked on my legs a week ago and they just recovered. But it's because I haven't been doing it. And I'm like, same with my friend. She was like, she hasn't lifted weights ever. And so I made her do lunges. Those are the worst ones to introduce somebody. Yeah. With. I gave her 2 10-pound weights and I was like, just work out your butt. She's already skinny. Yeah. You know, she's one of those people. And so I was like, just give yourself a butt. And she was like, Nina, am I injured? I said, you're not. Because
fine.
I thought I was injured too. And then my arm only could go this far yesterday. Like it wouldn't go further. And I was going to work. Luckily you hold trays and shit like that. But it was like, it was not bending further. And I was like,
you gotta massage it.
Yeah, I've been massaging it for like days. It was worse. It was like this, then this. Now it's here. And eventually it'll be straight. And so it's just like, whatever. And then we went to the jacuzzi after. That was fun. Finally went to the mall and like checked shit out. And movies are $5 tomorrow. So my friend was like, she might come tomorrow to go to the gym. And I was like, we should go see a $5 movie. It's a luxury theater. I know she already saw Lion King. I haven't seen it, but she might be willing to see it again because I'm like, I really do want to see it. She said Aladdin too. Is Aladdin out right?
Aladdin, I just saw the sign. It says now playing in theater.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. She hasn't seen Aladdin, so we might go see Aladdin. But yeah, so life is good.
Okay, well, my look at God is what day was it? I believe it was Saturday. I got an email from my professor saying that he's going to use our group's capstone project as a conference paper. I was like,
yeah.
okay. And so I have a scholarly article coming up, guys. I'm going to be like a published author and shit.
Yeah.
On a project that I was like, damn, this project basic as fuck. Like, compared to everybody else's, I was like, this is so fucking basic. Like, I didn't even want to present it. Like, it felt like that. But I was like, you got to go through with it. You got to finish it. Do it to the best of your ability. So that was great. And that paper, the report on my actual like piece of software that we created was 85 pages.
Shit.
That editing was so annoying, but I guess I did a good ass fucking job because the professor loved it.
And you can put it on your resume saying that you are cited published.
Exactly.
You are a published co-author.
And remember, Neuralink wanted you to be a published author. They said they want you to have like that was one of the preferences. So I might take that application back and then put it back.
I might do that too because I got published in some shit a long time ago.
Yes. And like I was like, fuck, I'm not published in anything. And then that happened. I'm like, oh, I'm published now.
Shit. I need Neuralink to hit me back.
It's been a while. Because I was looking through my emails. I was like, don't see anything.
I need y'all to hit me. I'm about to call them.
Don't ignore me.
I'm about to call these niggas. I'm about to call bitch. You know what I said? I was like, I'm going to find every company I like.
And find the recruiter.
And find the recruiter.
Yeah, that's what Rashad told me to do.
Yeah, I need to do that.
And then my other look at God, this was like, so I took, today's my day. I took Friday to next Thursday off for my first vacation of summer. So a bitch ain't working. And then this is the first weekend of freedom that I've had since finishing school. Because when I finished school, I was on call, so I wasn't free. So like this weekend, I was like actually free. I went whale watching.
That was dope.
Actually saw a whale. We saw dolphins. Like they were like right next to the boat.
Oh, that's cool.
I gotta get that video though. I didn't take that one because I almost got seasick. Because we were like in the middle of the motherfucking ocean.
Yeah.
Like we were literally in the ocean.
Yeah.
And like I have never been like in the ocean. Yes, like the waves were so big and like the water, it looked so scary.
Oh my God.
I was fucking terrified. And then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I had my first order for a mooche for my little towel thingies. I am shipping those to her today. I was supposed to do it Saturday, but you know, Bae surprised me with Bae Day, so that didn't happen.
Hey.
Oh, and then I went to the OC Fair. I've been wanting to go there for a long time.
I never got to go.
It was last day was Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I missed it.
And it's so much better than the LA County Fair.
I heard.
It's not fucking dirty. The lines work properly. Like nobody's getting arrested. They had a lot of bomb food options.
Man,
like
next year.
I love that one. Oh, and they have free parking with shuttle service. They don't do that for LA County. Like I'm like, oh, okay, I see. I get it.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
I used to work at the LA County Fair, so it's like I have no desire to go back. Like
when you got us beer that one time, and then I threw up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's
you know I always throw up. I threw up yesterday. Shit.
Oh, because of the boat.
Yeah.
I was like, nigga, why?
Because we took a shot of tequila before we got on the boat, and then we drank.
Fuck.
I drank a beer when I got on the boat, and I'm like, my stomach doesn't like tequila, and I don't like beer. Yeah. I didn't even finish the beer before I started feeling sick.
Beer has too much yeast and too much fermentation.
Yeah, I immediately started feeling sick, and I was just like, fuck, I'm gonna just take a nap until this boat goes back to shore. Fuck. That's exactly what I did.
I still don't know how people drink glasses of beer and get a second one.
Me either.
That's like me getting a full glass of lemonade, no ice,
and drinking it, bitch.
and then getting another one, no ice, and I'm full. I don't need food.
That's why I like wine. Give me my 2 glasses of wine. I could sip real slow, and I'm good.
Right. Yeah. I want to go wine tasting soon. I don't have my red wines, so that's that'll be my look at God when I finally choose a red wine that I like because it's more of a sophisticated palate. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to wine country. Actually, live close to wine country and find. Yeah, my palate ain't there. Oh my gosh. So it's like I'm gonna get my palate there, and it's like I never lived this close to like wine vineyards. So I'm like, I might as well take that quick.
Super close.
Yeah, I think it's like 25 minutes from here, and I can go. So I'm gonna look that up today. I'm like, I need to fucking go. I need to get sophisticated. But now.
It's time.
You guys can find us on Apple Podcasts. Just search Young and Gettin Podcast. There's no G at the end of Gettin. Please subscribe, rate, and review. We're also on SoundCloud.com/YAGIP. Please follow us on there and comment. We're also on YouTube.com. Search Young and Gettin Podcast. Please subscribe, comment on there. We're also on Spotify. Search the same podcast. Duh. Google Play, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, any podcasting platform. Look us up. You'll find us. You'll see the YG. Boom.
You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. And then if you're still on Facebook, go to our Facebook, which is facebook.com/YAGIPOD. And then we have our wonderful website that I'm finally at the point where I'm like, Ashley, you could start redoing it. Yes, it's finally
when
coming.
Time permits.
Exactly. So it's www.weareyagi.com. And then to join the conversation, you can always hit us up on our email, which is ashleyandninapod@gmail.com, or you could text us on our Google Voice number, which is 323-486-3811. And thanks for listening another week.
Yes. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.